Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Shout out to everybody in the chat. How many people we got in here? Shout out to the 17 people we have in the house so far. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Hi, Kennedy. Hi, Rita. Hi, Tina. Let's see what I have. Hey, Julia. Hey, Smurgy. Welcome. I see Kim. Shout out to you. Lovey Cats. LJ. Jen, how are you? Kiss a mooch. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Tiffany. How's everybody doing? Welcome, welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Alicia. How are you? And Tiffany, I see you guys coming through. Thank you guys for coming through and hitting that like button. Let the people get in here. We have so much to review. Hey, Dee Dee. How are you, love? We have so much. We have so much to review, y'all. Hey, Sylvia, I see you. Hey, Kelly Mack. Hey, the only Angie, welcome. I see you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tony, welcome. Evening Star, how you guys doing, Tony? Welcome, Tiffany. I'm sick and I need a good distraction. Oh, I'm sorry, girl. Get better, okay? Hey, David, how are you, Kathy? Good morning, good morning. Shauna B's in the house. Welcome. Hey, Peter, how are you? Miyu's in the house. Belen, welcome. Jen, thank you. Goldilocks, I see everybody. Let those notifications go out. Cause oh my god, you guys. I went to Walmart this morning. I hate Walmart, you guys. If you know me, you know that I hate Walmart. I hate Walmart. I hate Walmart. I cannot with Walmart. But it is what it is. Um, and it was just too much. I just luckily the best time to if you have to go to Walmart, the best time to go to Walmart is very early in the morning, which is what I did, or very late in the evening. Like not in between, because then you get all the crazy shit and it's like people. I just want to get to my stuff. I want to pay. I don't need all this. It's too much, and nobody at Walmart is helpful. You say you like Walmart delivery. I've never done delivery. You hate Walmart too? I hate Walmart, y'all. I really do. I hate it. It's crazy because it's like, it's the place where you'll find everything that you need. Don't get me wrong, but it's just not the place that I like to be at, especially in the holiday seasons. It's like I cannot. Yours closes at 6. So mine Walmart's open at 6 in the morning. So I'm like, all right, let me drop off one child to school and then go to Walmart because that's what I got to do. And then kind of go from there. But I don't do the in between. I avoid Walmart. Go in the morning or go late at night when nobody's there. That's what you have to do. Hey, Julie, how are you? Hey, Abraham, how are you? You used to work at a Walmart? You did? Oh my God, I feel your pain. I know, but Shauna B, it's like every time I go to a Walmart and I need something or have a question, I've never met anybody helpful at a Walmart. It's almost like they wear the vest, but they don't really work there. And I honestly don't blame them because I feel like they don't get appreciated as they should. I just have to know what I want and go there. I don't ask questions. I've decided I don't need help whatsoever. You said the Walmart in Florida is open 24 hours? Mm. Yeah, like Tiffany says, my Walmart has laundry detergent, razors locked up, so we basically need personal shoppers to buy. Yeah, like it's become that point where people steal a lot from Walmart. If you need anything beauty wise, you have to get somebody to unlock those doors, or medic, or anything, like anything that you might need from Walmart. You're gonna have to get somebody to unlock those doors because they won't. They just won't give it to you. You said 24-hour Walmart has been long out of Memphis. Too much stuff. Yeah, like people be stealing at Walmart too much, and you know, I mean, it is what it is. Customer service is very hard to do. Wait, that's you know what's locked up? This is what I went to go buy. Diapers. The fucking diapers are locked up at the Walmarts. Like I had to like can I and then finding somebody to help you to get a diaper is too much. It's too much. Our Walmart has baby clothes locked up. It's also 24 hours. They lose a lot of merchandise through the, you know, baby diapers, baby wipes, baby food, formula. That's another thing that's always locked up. Formula too. But luckily, Baby Bunny doesn't eat formula. Yeah, I mean that's how bad it's gotten. Especially the ones that are like the is it Pampers? The Swaddler ones? Yeah, they tend to lock shit up all the time now. Yeah. So now you said nah, our really? Wow. Yeah, the pandemic made it really rough for everybody. So Walmart pickup only. Okay. Well, I try to avoid it. You don't have Walmart in Scotland, says Tina. Okay. Shout out to you. You said when I was in college, the Walmart was open 24 hours. I was an insomniac and I used to do my shopping at 3 a.m. No crowds on lines. Julie, it's interesting because when I was in college, I was working overnights, right? And what I would do is like I would start my shift at like midnight. So I would drive by the Walmart where it was like quiet and it wasn't as crazy. And that's when you'd go down and I'd buy some stuff or I'd get some stuff. So I worked overnights for like 3 years to get done with school with my undergraduate. There was one time, guys, that I had like, was it 21 credits and I was working overnights for almost three. Like it was bad. Like I was pushing myself for 3 years and it took me forever to be able to go back to sleep in a regular way. Shout out to the people that work overnight because it's hard. It's hard to work overnight and then it messes up your clock completely. Let me see what you guys are saying. You said you have a Winco for groceries that's still open 24 hours. That's a huge place. Takes forever to get through though. Oh my gosh. All the beauty products, I mean, you just can't get through, and that's why I'm like, unless I have to know what I want at Walmart, and it has to be without customer service because they're not helpful, and I don't blame them whatsoever because it's too much. Hey, Tinkle, Wim is awake. Shout out to Wim was awake. Um, so in the Netherlands, okay, Wim, do they have Walmarts in the Netherlands? Let me know. Oh, you said I wonder if BlackRock owns Walmart. It's a great question. I've never thought of that. Mm. You don't okay, so you don't have a choice but Walmart. See, and that does happen in little towns. If you're from a small town, I've seen that happen where the only store is you have a Walmart, and that sucks. Okay, Wim says that there's no Walmarts in the Netherlands. Wow. Okay. You said, "Yep, I work a day job and a night job. My days get so messed up, especially the." Yeah. Sylvia, I did that. Oh my god, that shit messed me up. For 3 years I worked overnights. It was really rough. And then there were times I had to work overnights and pick up a morning shift. Oh my god. Never again. Never again. I said, "No, Lord. Please no." Especially when I got done with school, I said, "Please, if I'm done with school, I should be able to find a job where I don't have to work overnights." But that's why my heart goes out to the people that work overnights, especially at the hospitals. It's a tough job, guys, especially at the hospitals. My mom did it for a couple years. I worked overnights in treatment centers. It's rough. Mhm. Betty says you've been boycotting Walmarts for years. Anyway, so I apologize. Sorry, I got to see that topic. It's just I was thinking about Walmart and how I had to go this morning, and it was too much. But let's get it together, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We have so much to get into. We have so much to get into. All right. So I watch the Honorable Shyne. The Honorable Shyne. I watched the documentary this morning, so it's like fresh in my mind. Hold up, for those that don't know what I'm talking about, Honorable. I don't even know how to spell honorable. Honorable Shyne. Here it is. This is what I'm talking about. And let me just say, Shyne, for those that don't know, is somebody we've been talking about here a couple times. He essentially was convicted for the shooting for the 1999 New York nightclub shooting that involved him, Diddy, J Lo, another bodyguard by the name of Wolf, who I think he died in 2003. I think Wolf knows a lot of secrets and died with those secrets as it pertains to Diddy. And are you trying to show us the third screen? You mean this one right here? No, it's the desk is small though. What you mean? You're gonna have to specify your question. The desk is right here. I don't think I can show you the third screen. It's one screen, two screen, and then the middle screen. That's three. Yeah, Layla, have you watched the documentary? Let me just say this, okay? So I watched it and I was like, um, it was informative in the sense that I got to learn a different side of Shyne, right? Like his upbringing. I understand a little bit of kind of like the stuff that he kind of went through, not having a father, growing up, trying to make it into the music industry, trying to push through. I mean, it sounded like he had a lot of obstacles to kind of go through. And, he is really, if you want to, a bit old school to a certain degree, right? Because the stories that he tells, how he tried to get people to listen to his music, how he would go about, if he saw like a truck from Def Jam, he tried to go over there and connect with the people with Def Jam or here and there. And then that he literally performed in front of one of the people that worked on one of the buildings, and they made a couple calls, and that's how they were able to connect with Diddy and other folks. And they were competing to sign Shyne at some point, between, I think, Def and Bad Boy. So it became this thing right there. And it's interesting because even Shyne says that there is just a huge correlation between like hip hop and being a criminal in the criminal life and living that lifestyle, dressing that way, doing what you have to do, right? You said, wait, what? Hey, Rabbit, by any chance, has anyone contacted you trying to find out if anyone is paying you to talk on P. Diddy stuff? I was listening to another YouTuber and she said some guy came looking for her. No. No, I'm good, Chico. Y'all can see it. It's what you guys are watching right there. Thank you, love. Thank you for looking out. I heard about this too, and I'm watching. I heard that there's a YouTuber that was contacted by like a Diddy person. I don't know, somebody that works with Diddy. I have not. You couldn't pay me enough to like, first of all, I don't have any insider information. If I do, I'm always kind of careful about what the things that I say, and I'll never tell you if I have insider information. So no, even if I was contacted, you would never know either. So, but I'm telling you, I was not. But even if I was, I wouldn't be able to tell you, just because I have to be careful. Okay, so they showed up at her house. Wow, that's crazy. I heard about that, but you know, I'd have to look into that a little bit more. He's paid Tiffany. Remember when I told you guys, I said, watch, it's going to happen. Some YouTubers are going to be paid by Diddy to skew the information that's going out there. So it wouldn't surprise me if Diddy is paying people. Come on. This is why we're having a hearing today, guys. There's too much going on. Yeah. So, anyways, Shyne documentary, Shyne talks, and he's kind of giving his side of the story. Now, let me tell you one part that really concerned me. Do I have any like people that are very spiritual in the chat? Do you guys have anybody here? Like, let me know. Are y'all like anybody here in the chat spiritual? Because there's this part in this documentary. There's a lot of parts in this documentary from Shyne, from the Honorable Shyne, that really like concerned me a little bit. But then you're spiritual. Anybody spiritual? Okay. All right. So Gene Deal makes an appearance in this documentary, right? And by the way, this documentary is on Hulu if you want to watch it. And this is they're talking about the New York nightclub shooting. Okay. You better sit down for this shit right here. Because this shit, I felt like it just correlated so well with what the fuck is going on and what happened to Shyne. Okay. Just Gene Deal starts talking about the fact that, they're facing the trial. Diddy's trying to distance himself from Shyne. Diddy suddenly hates Shyne. Diddy's turning on Shyne, and Wolf, they're paying people off, right? To basically skew the story, and Shyne ends up to be the fall guy, right? Well, before the trial, before Diddy was acquitted, before any of the stuff that went down happened, right? Gene Deal tells a story of how, because Gene Deal's a bodyguard at this time, right? Gene Deal tells a story about how they were at Central Park. Okay. And, Diddy walks to a man that's like in the middle of this park. Okay. Starts talking to this man, starts kneeling with this man. You know what I'm saying? Like just some random guy in this, of course it's not random, as you start kind of thinking about this, right? And he starts kneeling, and the guy has a Bible in his hand, and he starts praying over Shyne, right? Or excuse me, Diddy. A Bible in his hand and starts praying over Diddy. And he's watching all of this happen, right? So then Diddy somehow needs to get into like this dog cage where there's this bird. Okay. So he gets in this dog cage with this bird. He grabs the bird, and when he grabs the bird, he tosses the bird up, and the bird is dead on the floor. Nothing happens to this bird. Like, it just dead. And Gene Deal jokes like, "Oh fuck, well there's Damien, yada yada yada." Like, I'm like, you do realize that that is like symbolism there, right? That Shyne did what he did, but there needed to be a fall guy. The bird couldn't fly; it fell. Right? So there was a lot of symbolism to the things that he was saying. And I kept going. I went over that part in my head 3 times that I was like, wait a minute, let me understand this Gene Deal. And Gene Deal thinks the shit is funny or whatever. It was very dark. That part right there, that it made me kind of like, oh my God, is he really saying this? Okay. I don't play with shit like that. I really don't. And any occult stuff like that. But we have to know that the industry is very dark. That these people get where they're at. Certain people, especially when they're not talented, like J Lo, they get to where they're at based of the things that they do, the things that they sacrifice, the people that they sacrifice. Yes, you said the bird scene, dark energy from Diddy's. You have somebody in the middle of Central Park praying for you. Okay, praying for you. And he's got the Bible over here on one hand, and then he's like, Diddy's kneeling next to this man, and he's like, he's got his hand over him, and he's making all kinds of prayers. And then he makes Diddy get into a dog cage where there's a bird. And then he grabs the bird. Try basically throws the bird, kind of like when you grab a bird and then you like let it fly, when you release the bird, it's supposed to fly. This bird died. It literally died. So for me, I played that 3 times in I was like, oh my God. No, they're practicing. I mean, come on, Chico. We already know. They're practicing something. So Diddy can't go to no Central Park right now. And I'm sure as hell, like that's what I'm saying, is what you do in your earlier life when you do bullshit like that. Yeah, like it comes back to you full circle one way or another. You can't be doing evil shit like this in life. So to me, this was kind of like it was like a lot of things were sacrificed for Diddy to be acquitted. Okay. I don't know. And I want to assume, Kim, I assume because it's Central Park, I'm thinking it's like, like a pigeon or something like that. Because they have pigeons all over the place there. But that's what I'm thinking. A bird is not supposed to I don't know. That's a great question. I was thinking this. I was like, what the fuck is a cage doing in Central Park? But this was like at night. This is the story that Gene Deal. Now, Gene Deal tells a lot of fucking stories, but let me tell you something, okay? Why I particularly believe this story. Um, it's just so I don't question it in the sense of like the spirituality part. There's some things that happen in this world that we will never have an explanation about. You know what I mean? We just won't. Yeah, like random cage in Central Park. But I'm like, if Gene Deal doesn't specify, it doesn't go in there, and maybe he might talk about it more on his channel if he does. But that's the part that I was like, Gene Deal was there. He said he saw it. And then he makes a joke about, oh shit, there's Damien. Huh? Damien? Like, I wouldn't even want to be around anybody with that kind of energy in a car. I'm not protecting you. I'm not doing nothing. Yeah, there's a zoo in Central Park, so maybe that's where like the dog cage came from. Thank you for saying that. I'm not protecting you. I'm not doing shit. Like, come on, Gene Deal. You she's gonna say that? I don't know, man. You guys be calling these people uncles and Yeah, you guys have to look up how evil the shit, and people sacrifice things, and it's not at all. I mean, there's animal sacrifices that happen all the time, and under the guides of religion, it does happen. You said, oh my God, James, shout out to James. You said Damien name is like, yes, thank you, Shanabi, for making. Yep. Yep. Thank you, Rhiannon. For those that didn't understand the Damien reference, that's what it meant. When he said, oh shit, there's Damien, I said, I would not be sitting next to anybody who I would consider to be a Damien. Like, you got to be kidding me. Anyways, so that play, I had to play that part again. I said, I'm trying to understand this. Of course, Shyne gets in trouble. Shyne, in this documentary, Shyne goes very easy on certain folks. You could tell that Shyne is still, first of all, he's still a politician. So he's still trying to fix his image one way or another. This is a video, this is a video, I mean, this is really a documentary about Shyne and Shyne alone. So he's going to shape the narrative how he wants it to be. He doesn't really go after people. I mean, he talks about his experiences, he talks about his relationship with Puff, and then at the very end he specifically says they play parts of Natanya Rubin's statement about being shot and the interviews. At the very end, Shyne says that he got a phone call from Diddy, from Puff. Now they call him Puff, right? Because I don't know the guy as I mean, I know him as Puff, but we know, okay. But Puff, these people call Diddy Puff because they were very close, okay, very close. So he says that Diddy called him and basically said, "Hey, what do you think? What do you stand?" And Shyne says, "Look, I'm not going to shape the narrative to fit some other narrative. Like, I'm a politician. People are expecting the truth from me. I'm going to stick to the facts of what happened, and it is what it is." And that is essentially the last conversation they had. Shyne says people think that we were very close, yada, yada, yada. And I still believe, in my opinion, that Shyne and Diddy are very close, one or the other. Like, okay, Diddy had to fix his relationship with Shyne because Shyne knew that he was a fall guy, but at the same time, he still pulled a trigger. You still chose that life, even though you had all this talent and all these things to do. And it got to a point where it was like the music scene dried up for Shyne. He couldn't continue to perform. So he says, I'm going to get into politics, which I guess he's done very well in Belize, which is great, wonderful. But I don't, something about this documentary, even though he shaped it, even though Shyne wants to make it sound like he's come full circle with this, I don't think he has. Something about this documentary, and I have to rewatch it again. I've already watched it once. I'm not going to talk about it again, but I've already watched it once. And, and I watched that other part 3 times. And I said, no, man, something tells me that you haven't quite come full circle with this. But hey, man, everybody has their purpose. To each their own. To each their own. You know what I mean? To each their own. People have to come full circle on their own time. That's what I'm going to say about that. Yeah, obviously politicians can have felonies and it doesn't matter who they are. I mean, Shyne, listen, I mean, he's come full circle with, well, as far as his criminal stuff, but there's something else is not sitting well. And I also feel like he's not really fully transparent about some things that he's saying. You know what I mean? But that's just my thought. Thank you, Yadida, for telling me to hit the like button. You said after he's out of jail, he stopped being around y'all called Diddy. No, he was still around Diddy. He still had, like, he's saying they weren't that friendly, but he's in 2022 he performed for Diddy. Like, he was still around Diddy. Very much so. So he has tried to distance himself for the purposes of his political thing. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, it was a white bird cage, says Tiffany. Gotcha. So you found about the bird? I know y'all be Googling right now. You're asking sacrificing of a bird. I think, let me see if I can pull. I thought I saw an article. Did he sacrifice a bird? And I couldn't write sacrifice a bird on my thing. Oh, here it is. Yeah, Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone is even talking about this. Sean Combs performed bird sacrifice ahead of shooting. Verdict says bodyguard. Puff took this white bird, I told you guys, and threw it up in the air, and the bird just fell to the ground. Boom, like it was a brick. That bird died. He probably died the minute that he was touched by Puffy. Animal sacrifice, bird sacrificing. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Here it is. It says, when Puff got close to this guy, he just dropped to his knees. This is what Gene says. Next thing I see is this smoke that's going back and forth around Puff. I guess it was like sage or something like that. Gene Deal claims that the man appeared to hold a Bible in his hand and began praying and laying hands on Combs. At one point, the man allegedly told Combs to grab a white bird from a cage that the man had presumably bought with him. Puff took this white bird and threw it up in the air, and the bird just fell to the ground. Boom, like a brick. I was like, oh shit, the bird is dead, man. The bird didn't even move, just walked away from him real quick. That's what he said. Gene, come on. Gene, you are working with the devil. What the fuck are you talking about? Later that day, Combs was acquitted on charges against him. So I don't know what spiritually Combs sacrificed there, but clearly there's symbolism there, if that makes sense. That's what I gotta say about that. You said this is giving folks who practice the light side a bad name. That's what Gene Deal said. You know what I mean? For the simple fact that Shyne took money from Diddy after the fact and tries to rationalize his decision to the greater good of police will only continue to cost him no inner peace. That's what I'm saying. It's like there's something still not well, right? Something's still not well. Like, you can't just... He's still the hand. This is the hand that hurt you and is still feeding you. It's weird. But you know what? We're going to leave it at that. We're going to leave it at that because I don't know what else to make of it. There's nothing else for me to make of it. But this part really stood out to me. And I think that, yeah, it's something different, y'all. You said Shyne isn't honorable. People have their opinions, you guys. People have their opinions. Okay. That's my thought on that. If you guys want to watch it, watch it. Completely up to you. Now, we got to talk about something else, you guys. Oh my God. Guess who interviewed Ariel? Guess who interviewed Ariel? Andy did. Shout out to Andy. Andy interviewed Ariel. I said, is this real? Is this a real thing? Is this a real thing? There's Ariel. Don't she look so irritated right now? Hold up. Let me see. See if I can fast forward to this.
They're doing interviews, and I've been impressed how you're handling things, and I've been looking more into you. Look, I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I don't know if you've watched our previous coverage.
Man.
I seemed a little aggressive at times because I'm trying to get to the victims. I know some people had some issues with you regarding sort of the seeming of a brokering of a sex tape. We're going to get there, guys. I will, but I want to just first start welcoming you. Thank you for being here. And also just get a little bit more of your background for folks that don't know. You had, correct me if I'm wrong, I'd love to get some of this background. You had 4 cases against Diddy, and you've been doing this for a long time. Your history is pretty impressive. You've been working to fight for the rights of people. You were working with Emmett Till's mother, speaking to the Emmett Till players, speaking to Dr. King back in the day to learn about civil rights. This whole issue is something that's really important to you. Can you sort of clarify and explain a little bit about where you came from?
Sure. I'm originally from Chicago, and I went to a church called Evangelistic Crusaders Church of God in Christ. And Emmett Till's mother, Mamie, was one of our founding members. So after Emmett died, Mamie had gotten permission from Coretta Scott King to take Dr. King's speeches and teach it to inner city youth, because she was a teacher at the time. So she took that program from her school to the church. And so in the late 80s and early 90s, I was the premier speaker for the Emmett Till players. So what that meant was I'm probably the only person in the country who has done all of Dr. King's speeches, who's memorized them and performed them, other than Dr. King himself, and has performed those with Rosa Parks and Mamie Till Mobley. So
wow. I mean, she's got an impressive background. I'm going to try to get to the questions because I really want to get to the sauce of what she's saying here. Thank you, Andy, because I'm kind of wondering, like, I need somebody to like really get to the source, and I think Andy could probably do a good job at this.
And sort of just not hide it. When you did this interview over on News Nation in the beginning, you had a sort of a 3-prong approach. You did one on News Nation, you showed up on Pierce, you did another one on News Nation, and particularly in this clip, there was, I'm just
the person who has the tape really doesn't want to shop it around. They really want to help and give it to wanted to directly sell it to that person, but it seems as if they're going elsewhere. I really do feel bad about the person, but I wanted to sound the alarm, essentially, ring the dog whistle, if you will, to that person that maybe they should do something about this before it came out.
Now, I'm with you on all this, right? I'm with you. This all is the right thing. Warn the celebrity.
If I was them, I would do something about this. And the only way to do anything is to do the catch and kill. That's the only way to ensure that it doesn't come out. You know, we're taught that God helps those who helps themselves. So if we have a situation where that person does have the opportunity to purchase the video, if I were them, I would absolutely purchase the video. There is at least one major network, possibly two, in a bidding war for that footage. So I believe we're sooner rather than later maybe finding out, unless that person comes and purchases the video themselves, which is really the goal of the people who have the video. They just, you know, at this point, if that person doesn't want to purchase it, then it's going to go on the open market.
Now, again, I want to play that in context so you can respond fairly, but it's like, at first, I'm like, okay, cool, you want to let the celebrity know so they can sort of control it. But one, that's not the only way. If there's copies, it's still going to get out, so they can't really control it if there's multiple copies. And I guess my frustration when I first saw it, and I've seen you correct, so feel free to correct, but it feels like you're like, well, hurry up and buy it, or it's going to be a bidding war. And if you don't, oh well.
Yes.
And that's been frustrating for a lot of us. And like, what's up with that? Can you clarify that more specifically now? Like, what were you talking about there? What do you mean?
Thank you, Andy. That's what I wanted to know. Like, I don't want to be frustrated with Ariel, and I don't want to, you know, lump her in with all these people personally because I don't know her, but she's kind of made up my mind already because of the characters that she's around. Let's see how she answers this, okay? Because I have not watched this, and I figured I'd watch it with you guys.
And do you see where some of us maybe were confused or worried about what the intent was behind that?
So perspective is, you know, different for everybody. So to appreciate the other side of it, I can see how maybe it could be perceived that that seems a little wonky. Why would she say, oh, well, this is what's going on? But I've been trying to be transparent. That's the one thing I've been trying to be, is letting the people know what I know about what's going on, mainly because I don't want the federal government, the FBI, or as you've seen with the grand jury and the prosecutors in New York, I don't want anybody coming later on and saying, well, Ariel had knowledge and she didn't let anybody know. So I think in my attempts to be transparent, it's coming across as something else. And I don't know how to deal with that other than doing things like this and coming on different platforms and trying to address individuals' concerns with maybe how I came across or more importantly, how I was perceived. So I feel like in this situation, this was me just trying to be transparent. Hey, you guys, this is what was going on. The last time I was here, I said this, and I said I declined to represent what was going on, but that didn't mean that I still did not know what was going on. And because I knew what was going on, I was trying to let everybody know, especially, you know, back to the original point, the celebrity. It wasn't like if you don't buy this, then, oh, well, it was really like, if this was me or if this was my client and I was giving them legal advice, this is what I would do. If I was in a situation, this is what I would do. If I was advising a client, this is what I would do. And I'm
okay. Where do you guys land? You think she's still a paid op, Jasmine? You said oh, that's a shady response if I ever heard one. You said Beach Jamaica is like, now you aren't being transparent. Okay, can you guys let me know? Oh, baby Rihanna, thank you so much for the $2, love. Shout out to you. And did you guys hit the like button, please? And thank you. Let me know. Red flags? She's in the club for sure. Yeah, I think I heard her say conceive instead of perceived. I would say so. Okay, let me hit play on that.
I'm just telling the general public, because since I did open my big mouth and say this in the first place, I felt an obligation to keep people informed about what was going on.
No, fair. And I appreciate you coming on here. First of all, impressive and good for you. I always like transparency. I like when we can sort of talk about things when it's uncomfortable or confusing. I want to come back to where the tape comes. We're going to bring up Chris Todd. Everyone wants me to ask you about him. We'll get there in a second. But as we're taping this just dropped. This was breaking news. Tony Busby is now being sued by a prominent celebrity man with his celebrity saying that they felt extorted. And I'm curious your thoughts, because some are going to say, well, you were seemingly doing the same thing, it seemed like, or whoever your clients were. So please clarify. But this guy's coming forward and saying this high-profile who had attended these parties is being rep by Quinn Emanuel. That's not a shabby law firm in the slightest. Says that
it seems to me that she's doing the same thing personally. And she just shook her head. She said, no, that's not me. That I didn't do it. No.
This is Tony's firm threatened to unleash entirely fabricated malicious allegations of SA, multiple incidents, yada, yada, yada. It's bad. It goes on to say the demand letters came through and really serious accusations, but said that he's been cause of this before, sort of trying to shake people down with dubious claims to get money, which, to be fair, is accurate. I don't see any examples of you doing that in your past, all full credit. But I'm just curious, what is your reaction to this? And what would you say to someone that says, well, you're next, you were doing it too? What are your thoughts?
Andy, have you read the article? I don't think Andy's going to watch this, but because he's always busy. Shout out to Andy. But it makes me wonder. I wonder if he's read the article about Chris Brown and the allegations that came about Ariel. Remember, because they said that she was smoking, she smelled like marijuana, and they met at a remember that one? And it's all allegations. We don't know. The flags aren't even red at this point. Maroon, not maroon.
Well, this is something I like to famously call Avenettian, based on Michael Avenatti. Sometimes you have to learn from the failures of some of the greats, some of the ones who came from nothing and flew too close to the sun and lost it all. So I think people need to understand that there's a fine line and a tightrope you walk when it talks about extortion, for example. So to extort somebody, you need a threat. There has to be a or else. So if there is no or else, then you're not really extorting somebody. So like with me, where people like to think that about me, well, if I call somebody and say, hey, because I call it a come to Jesus letter. I send out demand letters every day, but I want everybody to take a look at the exact wording, entirely fabricated. That means it's a lie. So it's one thing to send a demand letter about something that did happen and to say, hello, this is a pre-litigation settlement attempt. Would you like to resolve this? Or else we're going to go to court. Now, that's not an or else in the threat. It's an opportunity to resolve this before this becomes a public matter, before we all have to spend money on lawyers, before we have to go through the legal process. And I make a joke all the time about, I wish I could tell you all about the people who pay me, the people who take that come to Jesus letter and they pay me. And you never will hear me say anything about those people. Why? Because those people took the opportunity to right the wrong because they knew they were wrong. And so they took the opportunity then to do pre-litigation settlement. And then the general public never finds out about this. And then either they learn from it or they don't learn from it. But when you have people like Tony Busby, who are making up things. Now, I don't know if they're making up things. I don't know what he's alleged. I'm going to say pre-litigation settlement letters are not.
She just said that Busby's making up things? Busby's making up things, or are 120 people making up things? Get the fuck out of here. Listen. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. I don't know what are we watching here? Busby making up things? Okay, the nerve. Let me go ahead and play.
Extortionists in themselves. But if you are making things up and saying, I'm going to ruin your life if you don't pay me, or the ramifications of this will be consequences of you not paying me, it's all about a nuance. It's all about the finesse way that you go about saying things. If you say things in a harsh, threatening manner, they'll be taken like a threat. But if you say things in a more nuanced manner, in a more calm manner, in a sense of, hey, this is what it's going to be. It's fine if it's going to be that, but you have to thread that needle. And not a lot of lawyers are good at threading that needle. But like you said before, we know Busby to have a history of this, because I remember with the Deshaun Watson situation, he said he had like 27 women and he only up filing like lawsuits for 6 or something. It wasn't the same amount of lawsuits that he said he represented. And then I also have to side eye him because he waited until Diddy was arrested. And then after Diddy was arrested, then he gets and holds a press conference with the 800 number. So
wait a minute, but okay, girl. What about her clients? Because do you guys remember that one client? And I mean, Andy was also dissecting. We all dissected this case. She has the client that basically was FaceTiming Diddy, and the client was telling Diddy, I don't fuck with you, I like Tupac. And then Diddy went after her, and then she went to like 2-3 other police stations. There's an R-Kid, there's all kinds of stuff. They didn't want to take a report. Then she had like a gunfight with Diddy in this lawsuit. And then there was the GHB baby oil situation. And then there was the R-ing of the remote. Like, okay, wait a minute. If you guys are representing victims and they're all working together to represent victims, like, why can't we get on the same page with that, right? Like, for you just to say what you're saying, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about you. So now Busby is shady and you're not shady, but he's shady. So is Gloria Allred shady too? All right. Whatever.
It seems all very disingenuous. Now, I'm somebody who's been suing Diddy since 2021, which predates Cassie, which predates pretty much everybody. And it was back to back with Trey Songz and then with Chris Brown. So I'm not somebody new here. I've been true to this. So, and I also know how not to get into these situations because I'm not trying to extort people. I'm actually going after justice and the only way available for victims, which is civil court. People always say, well, why don't they report this to the police? Why do they always just go after the money? And the problem is a lot of my clients report this to the police first and the police don't do anything. So the only recourse, we can't bring charges in criminal court. If my clients, I guarantee you, every one of my clients, if they could waive their rights to civil court to pursue their claims in criminal court, they would do that. But we don't have a system that allows for that. So because we don't have a system that allows for that, all we can do is deal with civil court, which is money court. That's the only remedy that they have. So I think if people understood the judicial system, then they would understand that it's not about them not trying to pursue justice, but this is the only avenue that they have. And they often do report their crimes to the police.
Now, you bring up a good point. We don't know whether Busby's lying or if his client's lying. That's sort of what you guys have to wrestle with as you get your clients and figure out what their evidence is and is their story credible or not. And we'll move on from him because I don't, he's not here to defend himself, etc. But I want to move back to you, back to this accusation or this tape. This tape has caused a lot of questions of where it came from and who's on it, and a lot of speculation and leaks have come about. I got to bring up this individual. Chris Todd has been on our show, and I'm just going to play what he told us on our stream.
I am the one who sourced the story to Ariel, not Courtney.
He said that, and then he also revealed
Ariel came forward about these tapes from me, not Courtney. She didn't even know them. After, and here I'm trying to stick up for both of them. I'm going to show you how fast this train was going. They didn't even have time to give him to the feds because he got raided in days.
Ooh, he got raided in days. He got raided in days. And what did she say? He was not raided. Was he raided or was he not raided? He got raided in days. Let's see how she responds to this. Oh my God.
I'll give you another exclusive. You ready?
Well, he goes on and says, who tipped off Courtney? It was Diddy's lawyers. Comment, can you confirm, deny? What is your response to Chris's statements who's trying to clear up the air?
I can confirm that I did not know Courtney until 2 days before the hearing. Courtney was not the source of the materials that I talked about in that First News Nation interview in September. And I rather would not out Chris, but I guess he's outed himself. So I can, to an extent, that he's already said it.
So Chris isn't lying.
No, he's not lying when he says that I met him first. And then
that's good because there's a lot of
until after. And then I found out that Courtney knew Chris. Because I got a call from Courtney 2 days before we actually appeared at the grand jury hearing, and he told me that he got my information from Chris. He had seen me on TV. Chris said I was a good lawyer and that he was calling me to see if I can help him out. Actually, Courtney.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So it wasn't like it wasn't like a faithful meeting type of situation. The entanglement here, the entanglement, squids and semantics. I think they showed up at his home, but didn't go in and just ask for the drives. That's what I've heard. I don't know. All right, whatever.
He initially told me he had another lawyer, so I didn't think anything of it. I had talked to Courtney for maybe 5 minutes, and then the next message I received from him was saying that he had somebody else handle this matter. So I didn't even think too much of it. And then I talked to him the next day, and he said, well, I think I want to go with you because X, Y, and Z has happened, and I got your number from, and that's when we had more time to talk. But I didn't meet Chris Todd in August, and I didn't meet Courtney until October.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that. I mean, he said it's nice to know because a lot of people think Chris is slippery. I think he says it like it is, whether you like him or not.
Well, and I also want to say Courtney did not get raided at any time. What happened was the Homeland Security came to serve him the subpoena. So a raid is when a search warrant is executed on your home, and they come in, they tear your house up, they take stuff out your house, and how we saw the feds raid Diddy's house. That's a raid. That's not what happened to Courtney.
What can you tell us what did actually happen to Courtney specifically? Did they come in and take hard drives and things?
No, Homeland Security just came and brought him a subpoena. That's what happened.
Okay, interesting. Okay, and
then a process server, like how process server has to serve you a court document. The process server in this case just happened to be Homeland Security.
So Courtney hasn't given over any of these tapes or the hard drives to anybody yet.
At the grand jury hearing, items were taken as part of the rider. So things were turned over. Yes.
Because that's where it's also getting confusing. I don't know who to believe, and I know you got to be careful what you're sharing, but these people are going on streams saying it all. Courtney's on another channel saying, "I threw it in the fireplace," or I kept it while I was moving. And I'm like, how do you not know which of those two things it is? It just becomes more frustrating. But at the same time, I can also understand this is a lot of intense stuff that's happening. There's a lot of really important and federal eyes on people, so people are getting nervous. Can you elaborate though on any of that? Is Courtney telling the truth?
So my understanding, whatever was in Mr. Burgess's possession and Courtney's possession is now in the possession of the U.S. government.
Copy. Okay. And just to also clarify that you saw it through a FaceTime. Someone, I guess Chris sort of just outed himself. Chris or somebody, let's not put him out there more, but a source showed it to you, like you said in the Piers Morgan interview. You saw stills. You never had it in your possession.
Correct. It was represented to me that the other person in the video outside of Diddy may have been underage. And for that reason, I would not allow anything to be sent to my phone.
If the tape potentially had 2 to 3 minors on it, why didn't Courtney take it to the Fed sooner? That's an issue I press Ariel on in part 2 of our interview, along with where did this tape come from?
Oh my
Does
God.
she believe the book and tapes are real? Also, what's her relationship with Chris Todd now? Her thoughts on Jaguar Wright, Piers Morgan editing that interview, along with that client that she dropped. And she's got new clients coming. So much you're not going to miss. So make sure you hit that subscribe.
Oh my God. You guys got to check out. I'm going to be watching. You said, okay, because first of all, shout out to Andy. Let me just say this. I love that it's short and Andy's going to get right. Andy got right to the point of the matter that a lot of us have been trying to understand and not necessarily be afraid to ask a question. Sometimes you just have to let people talk, but I just feel like we've been hearing so much ish from these people that I'm like, can we just get to I love that he played the little screen clip so that he can show like what she said. Was your words. I'm not taking it out of context. And then this is what Chris Todd said. That was amazing. Shout out to Andy for doing that. That was amazing. And I cannot wait for part 2 because I'm here for it. Now, Ray J says Sean Diddy Combs' stories are out of control. So Ray J has decided to turn blogger now. Welcome to YouTube, Ray J. I think he's been around. He's doing the most now. Ray J is dropping information. He is out here, doing the Chris Cuomo interviews, doing all the interviews that he's having to do. Okay, he's dropping the information. That's what he's doing. So apparently, Ray J's got some opinions about what is happening with Diddy and everything. Let's watch.
Joins us now. Thank you very much for coming on short notice. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Chris. Always good to talk to you.
Look at how serious he looks. Okay.
So Ray J, what is your take on the suggestion that Diddy is powerful enough that he can reach out, even if behind bars, like some kind of mob boss, and get people to tell people to shut up, or I'll pay you if you shut up, and be effective?
I mean,
look,
can he keep his eyes open? You said he looks high. He don't look too good. I'm telling you guys, he doesn't look too good. Let me hit play.
I don't know how real that is. I think, when you're in jail, I think you should also know how to move and not do stupid stuff like that. I think a lot of the stories are becoming out of control and super extreme. Again, you start one way, and then as it builds, there's thousands of people coming in, creating a new narrative. And when you do your research or your due diligence on it, a lot of it doesn't come back real. So now you're stuck in a position to go, is any of it real, or how much of it is real? And I think that's where we are now, because they just keep piling on and on and on. And now everybody's starting to feel weird about it and starting to feel like it's all starting to look like it's one-sided against one man. And people aren't liking it.
Do you still believe that we're going to see a lot of bold-faced names get pulled into this because of their knowledge or their participation in what Diddy is accused of?
I think that there might have been times where people have partied with a certain team of people, and it might have been a freak off at that party, right? But I can guarantee you, most of the celebrities that went to Diddy's parties never even heard of a freak off. So the freak offs in the beginning sounded really interesting, and entertaining, I would say. But in this space now, when you look back, where were the freak offs? Everybody that's super legitimate, that's an A-list celebrity or whatever they say, from my knowledge and just me knowing, I've never seen a freak off. What does that really mean? I mean, is that really real? Is this 50-50? Are we creating?
Well, okay. I mean, Ray J saying he's never seen a freak off. Let me know. He looks like he's drug. You said he looks drugged up, stuffed turkey in that suit and tie. He just looks very uncomfortable. I think he's trying to put on his best face. I think he's putting on a concerned face. I'm just wondering if he's worried about his own skeletons. Oh, there you go. Ray J, why don't you tell the truth? You were enjoying this shit at one point. You thought we forgot about your S tapes. Oh my God. As long as they're all consenting adults and no minors, I mean, honestly, like what else? What else?
Creating a new narrative for something that's not there? Where was it really dope in the baby oil? I mean, what are we doing?
Right. What do you want people to know about the alleged altercation with you and Diddy's sons, and your drive and your belief that somebody took a shot at you? Do you believe those are related? And did they change your disposition towards talking about this situation?
Well, when you live in LA, I think a lot of things are controlled in a lot of different ways, whether it's from the underground scene or from the political scene. But what I do know is that the people that did that to me, trying to work out something when you know who it is always the best plan, right? I've seen a lot of violence happen just because certain people wouldn't sit down and figure out, what can happen in a positive way as opposed to it going another route. So in that situation, we're doing everything we can to make sure that, things are super safe and that everybody can just live and enjoy life. And whether it's the truth, whether it's a lie, whatever it is, it stays on the front line. It doesn't go into something super violent. That's very important, moving forward.
Well,
and as far as, go ahead.
No, go ahead. As far as what?
No, and then as far as Diddy's sons, it's been a lot. And I think at this point, you know, we had to all sit down and we had to really figure out what this looks like and what we should do moving forward. And so we worked out our differences. And I think that when we talked in the beginning, you know, creating these mentorship programs and creating something new to help young entrepreneurs when they're falling by the wayside is absolutely needed in these situations. I mean, if you even just look at me, you know, sometimes you need certain guidance before you jump off the edge. And a lot of times that's you know, that's happening in this space that we're in right now.
This is what bothers me about this situation. It's like, you know, like Ray J, when he says creating these programs, these young, you know, entrepreneurs, these things that we have to do to change society, to help everybody. I'm like, you guys wait so fucking long for shit like this to happen. You wait for the big person to fall, and then that's when everybody wants to, you know, come together versus really being preventative about some of the things. This music industry shit has been ongoing. Ray J, you've been in the F shit for the longest time. You last week were sitting with Nicki Minaj arguing with her about the Diddy's kids and the back and forth. It's so hard to take this man serious even when he's wearing a suit and a tie. Like, it's weird because I feel like he battles with wanting to be taken serious, and then he's like, no, this is just a joke, this is nothing huge, nothing big. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know, man. Bring La Chancla, because I think he deserves it a couple times. It's so weird. Am I the only one who feels that way? That it's like, I don't know what to make of it. I don't know if everything that you're saying is truth. Yeah, and these programs will cost money and someone will make money. Right. Like, what about the money that he's made through his own music career, which I believe hasn't been, where is that money? Was any of that invested to the community? Was any of that given to, you know, help these young entrepreneurs that are now getting older? Like, you guys talk a good game. A lot of people talk a good game, but they don't even put out what they say that they want for the community. And that's the problem. That's the problem. Just saying. Yeah. And you said, okay, is it possible? Is that possible? It could be Diddy having his reputation back. What do you mean, Cindy Lou? Let me know what you mean. You said I'd have to dig deeper. I'm just wondering, like, what is he thinking? You know? Because he's part of the problem. You created this machine. And then last week, you're out here fighting with Sean Diddy Combs' kids. So which one is it? They're young. They're younger than you. They're younger entrepreneurs. But yeah, you're over here fighting, talking about, I don't give a shit, and I'm going to, you know, I don't care, and I'll put hands. And here comes, out of all people, Chris Brown trying to stop them. So weird how all of this goes. I'm like, are we in the, is this real? Is this real? I don't know. Maybe I'm just going a little crazy because I'm like, I don't understand. I don't know what the reason is for this. You said, remember when he kept saying that he was going to prove his legacy? Well, I think it was very possible it's Diddy suing Busby. That's his legacy? I don't know about that. It's interesting. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you're talking about young entrepreneurs. These kids right here are younger than you. They're about to lose their father. What are you doing to help the situation for these younger entrepreneurs? I don't know. I might be taking crazy pills. I don't know. You know, like I said, I have ADHD and I'm not medicated. That shit happens. Sometimes I go crazy and I go on a tangent and I don't always know what I'm talking about, even when it doesn't make sense. All right. It is what it is. Okay. So Diddy will be unshackled? That's what it sounds like? Diddy will be unshackled. I say this because this is what's being argued. Shout out to Inner City Press. Of course, we're going to see about, okay, so I did schedule the live. I just don't know how available I'm going to be because of the time frame, but we're going to try. I don't know if there's going to be like a big press conference, but you know, we're going to be looking all over that press conference. We're going to do what we have to do to be present. If it does happen that, you know, for whatever reason, if I can't fully report or can't make it, I'll end the stream. And I think BJ's also live around that time too. So maybe you guys can go over there and support her. But I do wonder how all of this is going to go down and what's the ending going to be. Now it starts at 3, which I should be available, but it's around 2 something that I don't become available. So if there's like a big press conference or whatever, I'll have the, the video screen going so you guys can hang out in the chat, and it won't be horizontal this time, or excuse me, it won't be vertical, it'll be just regular, because I know it helps some people and some people want it that way. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying. Hold up. So let me tell you what's going on. Diddy Combs, in a run up to 3 p.m. hearing on MDC jail raid, Sean Diddy Combs' lawyers just wrote in about a ripped out page of another legal pad. A ripped out page of yet another legal pad. The 13th page is second photograph of the same page. Okay, I don't understand what he means by that. But what I'm saying to you is that they've been arguing whether Diddy is going to be shackled. It looks like he might be unshackled for this hearing. So here it is. There will be no jury for a while, which cuts both ways. The best argument for unshackling is that it may be prejudice. It may prejudice a jury. Prejudice? I think he meant to write something different there. It may make the jury prejudice. Hold up, let me see. Another page ripped out. Y'all have to see. Hold up. Let's see if I can find some other articles. Well, I mean, if they, he's in jail. Like, unshackled Diddy. I mean, what is the big deal about this situation? He's in jail. Like, shouldn't everybody be shackled? Now, here's people saying Diddy's lawyers request music mogul appear in court shackles. Okay. So that was this morning, is requesting that Diddy appeared unshackled in court for upcoming hearing for all future appearances. Why? This is a RICO case. He can't wear shackles. I'm confused. Why is this a thing? So the 55-year-old music mogul latest request was filed on Monday by Agnifilo, and this was last night. I swear some of these attorneys are not sleeping. Everybody's filing shit between the government to Agnifilo's team. So it says, we write on behalf of our client, Sean Diddy Combs, to respectfully request that the court direct the United States Marshal Services to unshackle Mr. Combs prior to bringing him into the courtroom for tomorrow's hearing and for all future appearances. Okay. He then referred to Combs' previous court appearances on Thursday, October 10th, where he appeared in leg shackles without any justification. Agnifilo argued that having Combs appeared in shackles in court raises paramount concerns of juror bias. What? All right. Are you guys going to be biased if you see, like, is the jury going to be biased about Diddy being in shackles? Anybody like, I don't get this. I don't feel bad whatsoever, but I'm just wondering, like, why is this an issue? Why is this an issue with the I mean, somebody explain it to me. Do you guys feel like there's going to be, oh my God. Oh, shout out to BJ. She said, oh my God, I'm reading this thing right now. I mean, BJ, let me know what you think, because I'm kind of curious. Do you guys think that I guess that's the question. It's like, is there going to be some level of like bias, if jury bias or prejudice, if he walks in there with shackles? Because that's a common thing, right? Right, SPTV. I didn't even think it was in front of a freaking jury yet. Let me know what you guys think. You said you explained it above? Okay. Hold up. This is a thing they often do in court. But why is it becoming a thing now? This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I've just never really paid attention. Yeah, right. I bet shout out to Tommy Scoville didn't get the luxury treatment that Diddy's demanding. You said okay, hold on. BJ says, I've actually heard of this before. It's pretty accepted that at trial, there's a strong precedent that the defendant shouldn't be shackled, but this is a pretrial. I mean, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Danny Masterson got to wear a freaking suit, says Avina. But while he was in jail or in prison, I think it was in jail still. He had to wear a suit. I mean, he's still wearing everything. Agnifilo is arguing that because the high-profile nature of this case, and it should apply to pretrial in this case because a potential jury is likely to see coverage, which I don't know if I agree with. Gotcha. Potential jury is likely to see coverage. It's a thing, you guys. It's a thing. You should let's vote shackles or no shackles. Hold up. Let's vote. Hold up. Just because Gordon said let's vote. All right, Gordon, hold up. I already know what the outcome of this poll is going to be. To shackle or not to shackle. I mean, TikTok, are they going to decide? Go vote. There's no cameras, right? Hey, that's what I thought. I was like, well, what's the big deal if there's no cameras? If he's shackled or not? Who? I don't know, y'all. You said Brian Koberger? You're mentioning Brian Koberger. You said, what did you say about Brian K is arguing the same bias? Really, Tina? Wow. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, look at the poll. Look at the poll. Did you guys hit the like button? Please and thank you. So 15% said no shackles. To shackle or not to shackle? Yes, shackle. No shackle. You said as long as he wears a Puma mask? Oh my God. Thank you, Donnie. Thank you for hitting that like button. Thank you, love. Hey, allegedly. I don't know what to make of this, you. I mean, it's just Diddy worried about his image, says Cerise. I mean, it's like BJ said, maybe there's something more to this. I don't know. I don't know. You said, okay, Diddy in jail keeps saying he wants his reputation back, and he could have had his lawyer sue Busby. Technically, he is saying he wants his reputation back. And if it's Cindy, I'm so confused by your comments, love. But shout out to you. I'm just confused because I don't know what you mean by Busby technically saying he wants his reputation back. Busby isn't saying that. I could tell you what Busby's saying. Busby's saying that he's not backing down. Matter of fact, did I bookmark that? Hold up. Let me tell you guys. Speaking of which, Busby said he's not backing down. There's a lot happening. Hold up. Oh, I didn't bookmark it. Let's see if I can find it. SPTV Never End, thank you for becoming a member. Hold up. Tony Busby. He just posted something that, damn it, I missed it. I got to figure out how to go back on those posts. But anyways, he talked about how he's a Marine. He's not going to back down. And he's also being threatened now. And but I did screenshot it. Hold up. Okay, so here's another screenshot that I got. So this is from Inner City Press. We're going to go to the shackles and then we'll go to Busby. But it seems like the judge has granted request that Sean Combs be unshackled in court. So that's been granted. And that was this morning that Inner City Press actually posted this. Yes, okay. So he's unshackled, guys. So memo endorsement as to Sean Diddy Combs granting letter motion addressed to the judge from Magnifilo dated 11/18 request to unshackle Mr. Combs in the courtroom. Endorsement granted. The clerk of courts is respectfully directed to terminate the motion. That's it. So yes, he'll be unshackled. All right. He will be unshackled. Now there was something else that I took a screenshot of. Where'd it go? Here it is. Busby posted on his IG that I don't see it anymore. But he says, I've been sued in Los Angeles in a last-ditch effort to attempt to stop me from revealing names in public lawsuits. It won't work. The irony, the suit against me was filed by a powerful John Doe. Here's my full statement. We won't allow the powerful and their high-dollar lawyers to intimidate me or silence sexual assault survivors. Busby, you're a high-dollar attorney too. Just saying. It's been reported that a lawsuit has been filed against my firm claiming extortion. The lawyers that filed it also immediately called TMZ in an apparent effort to silence those who alleged sex assaults. Here's the deal. The case filed against my firm is not only without legal merit, it is laughable. Here is why. On behalf of two of the clients who allegedly sexual assault, we sent a standard demanding letter to a New York lawyer that we know represents an alleged, and then it ends there. So yeah. Who's the third? Well, he's going to be unshackled. I just read you guys the hearing. Thank you, SPTV Never End. Shout out to you, Kelly. Thank you for becoming a member. I guess we'll find out, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. He'll be unshackled. That's what it says on Inner City Press in the court hearings. You say he can toss in many wrenches. He still won't be modding in this trial. Shout out to you guys. Oh my God. The poll, Rabbit. Yeah, the poll. What about the poll? The poll? Did everybody vote? 13% you said? Hold up. Let me see what you guys said. Oh, 13%. You're right, Jen. You're right. Okay. Well, guess what? You guys lose. They've already decided. That's what they said. All right, guys. I'm going to let you guys go because I got to go tend to Baby Bunny. But let me know your thoughts in the comments as we're reviewing this. I have to do a couple pre-recorded videos. So like I said, I don't know how it's going to work. I've said it. I've scheduled the press conference. I'm kind of wondering if there's going to be like a news crew out there. So we'll see what happens. I'll do my best. And I have Baby Bunny and I don't have somebody watching her. So it'll be me kind of momming and Baby Bunny and running the stream. I'll do my best. But shout out to you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Maybe later. Bye. Bye. Hit the like button. Bye, guys. Have a good day.